Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we have a full day of eating as a natural athlete in my gaining phase. So I'm going to take you through everything I'm eating at the minute, show you the meal by meal, why I'm eating those meals like that, and take you through probably a bit of a day in the life at the same time, but mainly just going to be about the food today. So it is currently 9:11. Oh, that's risky. And we are just finished our workbook one. Just about to have my first meal of the day, which for me at the minute, even though I'm pushing food at about 3,700 on a training day, is still carb free. And not because any other reason, rather than I just feel better having carb free in the morning. My coach actually says to me about putting some sourdough in that first meal, but right now I'm just enjoying literally just egg white omelette. They do have egg whites out here in Bahrain where I am at the minute, but they're fucking expensive, so we're getting through about 11 eggs a day to make this omelette possible, but is what it is. It's cheaper than fucking liquid egg whites. There we are, breakfast has arrived. Egg white omelette with mushrooms. Looks like the start of a day of cutting, but this has worked for me so well in the cut, so I've just rolled it straight over into my gaining phase. Where food's at 3,700, quite a bit of food, but I could push a decent amount more. So when it gets to the point where appetite is starting to get a little bit tricky, later on in the day, I know I've got a lot of room to push more food in this meal, and I would just put a couple of slices of sourdough into this, and that would be it, and that would be an easy extra 50-60 gram of carbs for basically free. But one of the biggest bits of advice when you are pushing food in a gaining phase is to have a bigger eating window, because I'm not terribly hungry right now, but I could easily push probably for another couple of hours without eating. But all that's going to do is mean later on in the day I've got to eat more food in a shorter window. So by opening up that eating window, it's just going to give things like your digestion a bit more of a break, a bit more of a constant flow of food rather than loads of food coming in at once. Comparable to like traffic in a city. If you've got loads of traffic at once in rush hour, you're probably going to get some traffic jams. Whereas if it's coming in dribs and drabs, nice even flow, you're going to have a much better and happy city, or in this case your digestion. So I'm going to crack on and eat this now. Big thing as well when you're pushing food in a gaining phase is to actually just take the time and chew the food. I know it sounds obvious, but it's so easy to sit there and just want to bolt it down and then crack on. But just take time, chew every meal, chew every mouthful, and make sure you're putting yourself in the best possible position to have good digestion, because that is one of the first things that will stop people from being able to push food, because their digestion goes to shit, their appetite drops, and then they just can't have enough food to push to that next level. So, yeah. Time has elapsed. It is pre-workout meal time now. Check-ins are all finished for the day, and it is the best pre-workout meal in my opinion. I think this is the most balanced meal. I think this is probably one of the most popular pre-workout meals for most people. And to be honest, I am probably getting to my limit to the upper end of how much oats I can eat. I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to eating oats. That's why you can see a lot of dates in there. That's why you can see honey in there to get the extra carbs in. Just because the volume of oats, that's 100 grams. My tolerance to oats is not great. I've tried 120. I've got up to 150 grams of oats at last year's gaining phase. And it just put me off them. I've only started eating them again fairly recently, probably the last 3 or 4 months. So yeah. Designer oats I call these, because we've got dates, fucking blueberries, peanut butter, honey, all that sort of stuff. The extras in there. But this is a fucking banging meal. Look forward to it every single day. Some fats in there to slow that digestion down, to give me a bit more of an even energy flow for my sessions. Fuckload of carbohydrate coming from a few different sources in there, with some fruit, with obviously the oats with some honey. So yeah, pretty much the complete pre-workout meal. In my opinion, I'm going to scran this. I'm going to let this go down. Train probably in about an hour's time from now, so I've got a nice amount of time to digest it. That's generally the sweet spot. The only one I'll wait a little bit longer is leg day. I typically wait hour and 15, hour and a half. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and eat this in peace and quiet. Peace. We are en route to the gym now. Had a can of C4. Didn't grab any footage of that because you know what that looks like. But just put some current photos up on the screen now so you can see where the look is at. We've got around 6 to 8 weeks left of this gaining phase before we jump back in and shoot prep. And to be honest, I'm really happy with where we're at right now. I am always someone who never puts on loads and loads of body fat anyway, and if anything, me and my coach just spoke about the fact that we actually need to err on the side of probably putting a bit more food in than a bit less food. So we've been fairly aggressive with food jumps the last couple of weeks, just so we can really maximise the last period of this growing phase, because we know when I get into a photo shoot situation I can trim up pretty quickly. But it's about finding that balance, and there's always a lower end where you're not putting enough food in and, you know, almost being scared of putting on a bit of weight, and there's definitely a higher end where you put too much in and you get fat too quickly. So it's about monitoring rate of gain, visuals, training performance, how you're moving, and just making sure that you keep it all in a good manageable position. And that is really the job of, you know, what a good coach will help you with and hold you accountable towards in a gaining phase. So yeah, nearly at the gym now. I will overlay a little bit of footage. This isn't meant to be a full training footage. There's that on my channel elsewhere if you want to watch that, and there will be plenty of more of that to come. But yeah, you'll see a few clips of me in the gym, and then next thing you'll see is my post-workout meal, and it's a classic.
Yeah, walk back too close, you ain't even know me. Trust my brothers from way back from the north. It's the in the order, spend it like they owe me. Gotta stay select, don't come around to me, better come correct. Different lives that we lead, I'm in the Nike check, in a bank, Louis V. Two on the mopeds, lights don't make no sense, pop up for a minute, I swap on my whip, Benzes and BMs, lights don't make no sense, fall back too close, you ain't even know me, trust my brothers from way back from the north, it's the in the order, spend it like they owe me.
That's the session wrapped up. Back home now. Time for post-workout meal. And the post-workout meal is the biggest eating window for me, where we prioritise mainly carbohydrate, very, very low fat, because we don't want to slow down that digestion post-session. We want to get that glycogen stores that we've just used up in the training session replenished as quickly as possible. So we've got chicken, rice, a bit of veg in there, and then a load of hoisin sauce. And then we've got 100 grams of Cocoa Pops. I will add the milk in a minute, but I don't want it to go soggy because no one wants soggy Cocoa Pops. But this is my biggest carb meal of the day. Goes down with absolute ease as well. Both rice-based carb sources, which for me digest perfectly. Pretty low fibre with the amount of food I'm eating at the minute in this meal. Bit of veg in there, but yeah, basically the perfect post-workout meal. And literally as food is getting pushed in this gaining phase now, it's just a bit more cereal, or I can even put a bit of honey on the cereal, or a bit more rice, and it just gives you so much scope within eating the same food sources that you know agree well with you to keep pushing those calories as and when, without having to introduce different food sources which you don't know how they're going to digest. Everything I'm talking about in today is appetite and digestion, and that is what, you know, sets up a really successful gaining phase. And because I eat the same meals day in day out at the minute, there isn't any variance. So if, you know, something kicks up a fuss in my digestive system, I know it's something new that's come in, not any of the stuff I'm doing at the minute. So that is a top tip, especially when you're pushing right to the top end of your appetite. Keep the food the same day in, day out, same meal time, and your body will get used to it, and you will just be able to put the food away so much better. So I'm going to scran this now. Probably take me a decent amount of time to eat this, probably 15-20 minutes. A bit more work next time you see me, it'll be dinner time. Dinner time! We've got 5% mince, we've got jasmine rice, we've got avocado to go with this. Sometimes I put a bit of veg in this, sometimes I don't. Couldn't be bothered today. Is what it is. We'll get over it. But again, easily digestible foods here. Decent little bit of fats from the avocado. And I always put a good couple of cracks. Good couple of cracks of pink salt in there. To help with general hydration throughout the day, as well as my morning electrolytes, which I actually didn't record this morning, but it's a full day of eating. I don't think electrolytes counts, does it? But we've got one more meal, which is an absolute banger, so make sure you stick around for that. It's about 6 o'clock now, so I'm going to eat this. Couple of calls to get done, and we'll be back for our final middle of the day. But again, it's a fucking standard meal. It's nothing amazing, nothing fancy, but it's nice. I enjoy it, and it ticks the boxes. Last meal of the day, and it is an absolute banger. We've got Greek yogurt, 20 grams of whey, 50 grams of granola, and it's pistachio and white chocolate granola. Absolute bulking hack granola. Blueberries and honey, standard stuff. It's about 8 o'clock now, so getting close to my bedtime. We got a little bit more work to get done for the day, and that's going to be me wrapped up. Watch about half an hour of telly before bed, and then we go to bed before we get up and do it all again tomorrow. But hopefully from today you've seen that when you're in a gaining phase, it hasn't just got to be eating shit. It hasn't just got to be eating, dirty food just to get your calories in. Predominantly, a lot of the foods I've eaten today are stuff that I'd eat when I'm in a dieting phase. There'll be some minor swaps. Maybe one of the rice meals might be potato because a bit more volume, and maybe we'd pull a bit of granola out and stuff like that. But essentially, it's more of the same or less of the same when it comes to this sort of stuff. There's no hacks to it. Good quality food is going to give you good fuel, which is going to allow you to train harder, more muscle being built. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've made it this far, you're a legend. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff if you haven't already done stuff. But I imagine you're already subscribed because you're a top G like that. There'll be plenty more content coming soon. I feel like I say that in every video. I've got the hang of YouTube now. Consistent uploads every 2 weeks. We might increase the frequency in the new year if the channel gets the love it deserves. I do have a guide on how to build muscle as a natural athlete. So if you are interested in that, I'll put a link in the comment section below, and it will cover everything from nutrition, your training, your phases, testosterone supplementation, everything. Okay, so you don't just go in and start copying my day of eating. You're going to know and learn the stuff you need to be doing to build natural muscle. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.